Well, let's cross now to Baghdad, and we can speak to Dr. Hussein Allawi, who is an advisor for security sector reform in the Prime Minister's office there in Iraq. Thank you very much indeed for speaking to us, Dr. Allawi. I just want to start by asking you a very basic question, because we haven't spoken about the situation in Iraq for some time on this channel. And I just want to know what the security situation in Iraq is like today and how it compares to, say, 10 years ago.
Yeah, thank you for the interview. Now the Iraqis stability, the peace bear time, and the Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to lead the process about the end mission for the global coalition and the transition, the relationship bilateral with the United States, with all countries to participate with Iraqi armed forces before 11 years to defeat the ISIS. Now the military readiness for the Iraqi armed forces is very strong, and the evaluation, the Iraqi Joint Operation Command, it is very good for the Iraqi armed forces, representatives from the Minister of Defense and all ministries and entity in security sector. For also the Iraqi government now it is supported the peace bear time and development the progress after the 3 years to implement many targeting in Iraqi program for the Iraqi government, to support it from Iraqi parliament, and the public opinion satisfied for the Iraqi government and the activity for the Iraqi armed forces and the security. It is open the investment bear time now in Iraq, and Iraqi government after the 3 years to lead from the government for Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, $100 billion. It is a good number, after to more activity in security and to transition the state from the war and the peace. For also now it is the stability in Iraq in all provinces, especially in the Liberty Zone and the control, the all border with the neighborhood for the state for Iraq.
Okay, Dr. Allawi, you paint a good picture there of the situation. It seems like things have improved enormously from the times of the conflict with ISIS. There are now, obviously, and you mentioned it there is this process of the US withdrawal from your country. Some are calling for the complete withdrawal of US troops from your country. Do you support those calls?
Yeah, it is a good question. Now we focus the concept in Iraq, the end mission according to join the statement in September 2024, for also implement the all item this deal between Iraqi armed forces and the Iraqi government with the all countries from the global coalition. The ISIS now no threat, and in addition, no priority the threat for the environment security in Iraq. Maybe the drugs the first the threat, because the priority for the national security strategy for Iraq stated in 2025 and 2013. It is classified the ISIS the second threat for the security environment. For also now to more deal with the United States about the new relationship in security sector. In addition, we rebag about the strategic framework between Iraqi government and the US government about to implement and to rebag the before the Mosul collapse, because the global coalition, when Mosul collapsed in 2014, to establish the global coalition from 86 the states and to participate with Iraqi armed forces to defeat ISIS. But in 2017, the Iraqi government and the former the Prime Minister to try to end the global coalition, but the failure in 2017. but continue the Iraqi government former the Prime Minister Haidar al-Abadi, and after that former Prime Minister Adil Abdel Mahdi, and the former Prime Minister Mr. Kadhimi to resolve the problem. But after came to Mohammed Shia al-Sudani as a Prime Minister in 2022 to resolve the problem, because it is obligate and adapt to transition the mission for the global coalition and bilateral to lead the bilateral the relationship with the US, with the UK, with all countries from the Europe countries and the Australia and Canadian and all members for a global coalition. But now to implement two phases in September in 2025 to leave from Baghdad and Anbar, the advisory board for delegate for global coalition, and in 2026 to the end mission for the global coalition in the KRG area. But we now to transition the relationship between the all countries bilateral, for also back to agreement with the US, agreement with the UK, agreement with Spain, with German, with all countries from the Europe countries about to continue the relationship in defense sector with Iraqi armed forces, also to focus in terrorist group or anything to threat for the security region and the global region.
Okay, I mean, just looking at
global security, sorry.
Sure, I mean, obviously Iraq occupies an extremely important place on the map. And on the western border, you have Syria. On the eastern border, you have Iran. And of course, there have been tensions between the United States and Iran. They've heightened in recent months. There's been a change of leadership in Syria. So a lot has been happening on your borders. I want to ask you specifically with regards to Iran. President Trump wants your Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, to cut off economic and military ties with Iran. What does Baghdad say to that?
Yeah, I think the relationship between Iraqi government with the US government, it is excellent. It is the strategic level now. It is to more deal between them about to continue and strengthen the relationship. And second, the border in Syria have legacy for the three generation from terrorist group anytime to threat Iraq. But now, after to arrangement from the Iraqi armed forces to control in this area and to good management from the border guard and to support it from Iraqi armed forces, it is very strong, the border. In addition, now the Iraqi state have a vision about maybe a new initiative in diplomatic initiative to seize the conflict in MENA region, to reduce the tension and to encourage the United States and Iran to reback to more negotiation about to more deal the stability and to seize the tension between them. Also, after to receive the Mr. Mohammed Shia al-Sudani call from French state about to support it, the Iraqi activity, the new initiative or the diplomatic initiative, maybe it is a good opportunity for the region and the global about to resolve the problem. No tension in MENA region about the war claim and the wartime.
Okay, but Dr. Allawi, how would you characterize Iraq's stance with regards to these tensions between the United States and Iran? Would you say Iraq is neutral in those tensions?
Yeah, we hope to reduce the tension between them, because no need look at again the war in the MENA region, because it is not easy to reduce or to control in this phenomena, because Iraqi have a stereotype to 40 years to suffering from the war. For also Iraqi government to support it and to reback the more negotiation between Iran and the United States, but based on the time, based on the government in the Iran and the United States. In addition, we need to work with all powers in the MENA region and the global, especially the French and the UK and any state, to support the new initiative about to reduce the tension in MENA region.
Okay, we were saying before we crossed you, we were talking about this effort to cut the powers of the Iran-backed Popular Mobilization Forces, the PMF as they're called. And Iran and the leadership in Iran is very keen that that group should not be disbanded. And yet when we look at the countries where Iran has influence, some might call it interference, I'm talking about Yemen, Lebanon, previously Syria. I mean, isn't there a sense that perhaps it's better to keep Iran out of your country's domestic affairs?
Now the Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, it is control this phenomena, about to separate it between the factions and the BMF. BMF, it is have a seat in Iraqi Joint Operation Command. It is obligate any order from the General Commander for Iraqi Armed Forces. But the factions to work, the Iraqi government with all parties and the blocs to collect the Iraqi government about the political dialogue. With the political dialogue, it is success. After the Gaza crisis and influence in 2023, influence on the Iraqi environment directly, but the Iraqi government, it is success with uses the blocs and parties in the coordination framework and the state alliance already to members from the all parties in Iraq to support the Iraqi government and to support the Prime Minister to more dialogue and to resolve the stability. And now, after 2 years, it is stability. We hope to continue, because if you to resolve the problem in MENA region and to reduce and seize the tension in the claim MENA region, it is reflected good and reflect directly on the stability and to support the stability in Iraq.
Okay, I just want to ask you lastly, I mean, you mentioned a bit earlier on about Mosul, that city in Iraq that was under control of militants for some time. And in the last couple of days, we've seen your Prime Minister there inaugurating a new airport in Mosul. This was, of course, an airport that was destroyed by ISIS. We've also seen the reopening of a key mosque there in Mosul, the Al-Nuri Mosque. I'm just wondering how symbolic those two events are in sort of really illustrating the extent to which Iraq has reconstructed and rebuilt itself.
By the way, the first, thank you for international community to support my country about rebuilding the Nuri Mosque and opening from yesterday the Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani with the governor for the Nainawa. In addition, I think it is a good sign, about to debate ISIS and to reback the stability in Iraq and the MENA region, and we hope to continue the stability in the MENA region, because it's very important, the activity and to counter violent extremism and enhancing to more cooperated in MENA region about to focus the economic, to more cooperated about many projects in this sector. In addition, we hope to continue to debate terrorist group in the MENA region in the world, because we need to remove this culture. We need to encourage the culture for to cooperate between all countries, in addition to reflect in the youth in the MENA region, because it's very important to look at the new model about to rehabilitation from the war for the development progress. Also, the Iraqi government now, it is continue to support this activity in the region and the world.
All right, well, we're going to have to leave there because we're out of time, but we really appreciate you speaking to us, and we wish you and the Iraqi government all the best with those reconstruction efforts. Dr. Hussein Allawi, thank you very much indeed for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir. You are welcome.